sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe shit.
Good evening. Good evening. How is everyone this fine Thursday? Since last we spoke, FM24 has released a trailer that has shown us that it exists. Spurs lost a Super Cup final on penalties as the summer of shite penalty shootouts carries on. And we will be back once again tonight with AC Milan. But first, let's say hello good and proper, because there are some glorious, glorious folk in already this evening. We've got the wonderful DM bassist.
It's not the statistics! It's not the statistics! You tell me, how do you measure somebody that could balance a balloon in a wind tunnel on a needle?
Oh, Relaya, welcome in, my dude. How are you? Thank you very much. That is 9 months. That is crazy. Absolutely crazy. We have DM bassist in. We have the glorious Blue Lions in as well. We have a little bit of Zerachul. We've got a little bit, just a little bit of Shantae in. We've got William in as well. We've got Cyril. We've got Yigit in. Lovely to see you, my guys.
It's not the statistics! It's not the statistics! You tell me, how do you measure somebody that could balance a balloon in a wind tunnel on a needle?
Oh, Grizzly as well, sir. That is sensational. Very, very much appreciated. We've got a Grizzly in. We've got a Ralejo in. We've got some Zerachul. We've got some GNG in as well. Lovely to see you all, chaps. I hope you're doing well. We've got the man of the moment, the broken elbowed RJ is here. We've got Jabbits in as well. Lovely to see you, my dude. We've got a little bit of Crudmo, or as I am now calling him, Quidmo. We have some Kai as well. Welcoming Kai. I hope you're doing well. We've got Austin in as well. Lovely to see you. We've got Panji in. Fabulous. So Austin had a diabetic appointment this week. I've been told you need to lose weight, so that's fun. Yeah, that's a little bit of a shame, but hopefully that's going to be setting you on the road to something a little bit better, hopefully. Other than that, you've been doing a save, winning every international tournament and the traditional Pentagon in 45 seasons because your friend did it in 46. Now that is a fine goal to set yourself. So it's not about how quickly you do it, unless it's about besting your mates, and that's the important bit. Yes, it's a glorified friendly indeed. Like it is though. It's exactly the same as what I said. I'm delighted that Crystal Palace won the Community Shield at the weekend, but it doesn't really matter in the end, in the grand scheme of things. Welcome in, Medical Car. Lovely to see you, my dude. I hope you're doing well. 9 months, the baby is ready, Relayo. Indeed it is. Welcome in as well, Kryptonic. Lovely to see you. Yigit has just purchased Naipan in your Michelin save. Awesome. I bet you're going to look forward to using him. Wait, you can play this game for 40 seasons. It doesn't end after 4. DM Basis has never made it. Well, actually, I was going to say he's never made it 4 seasons in, but you said literally just a few moments ago in chat you were already in 2028, so you are at least 4 seasons in. I know that you have played longer, but we will still wind you up for it anyway. Bless you. Right. So a couple of minor housekeeping things just off the top. I imagine this was going to be a relatively short stream, probably around the 2 hours or so mark. Because 1, it's very, very warm, and 2, I've twinged something in my back and it keeps on spasming, and I don't imagine I'm going to last long into the evening. So I just want to be completely and utterly upfront with you guys there, so it doesn't come as a surprise. 2, we're about to enter the winter transfer window, so it's going to be a very data heavy stream, I have a feeling about. But hopefully we should be able to find things, because how on earth do you improve on the best team of all time? So let's head on over to the save and see whereabouts we're at, because we are currently joint top of Serie A. We have reached the halfway point and we have won 18 games, yet we can't separate ourselves from Inter, who have also... Do you know what would be a really good idea is, when you continue the game before the next match and you head on in, actually check the results. Inter have dropped points. Oh my, Inter dropped points at home against Atalanta. I completely missed that. Oh my, well, hey. And it's been an absolute robbery as well. Inter got a little bit FM'd. That means we have is that a 2-point lead? We have a 2-point lead. Hey, we're going to win the league, chaps. We're going to win the league. So what can you do in season 5 that you haven't already in 4? Exactly, GNG. Exactly. Quadmo's going to send me some back exercise you did when you hurt my back, if that helps. Thank you very much. I have a fine array of them from previous injuries as well. It's just something special. I have a good feeling that it's because I've been sleeping with the fan on because it's been warm, and that can sometimes cause like muscle strains. So I'm guessing it's probably something to do with that. So winter, give me fresh air. Wouldn't it be so nice if it was winter? Wouldn't it be so nice if it was winter right now? I mean, it's only about 27 or 28 degrees, but oh my God. Oh my God. Austin only found out it went past 4 seasons when you went on your favourite save, winning the Champions League out of Estonia. Awesome stuff. A 2-0 win against Liverpool, but it took a long time. I can imagine it took a long time indeed. So DM bases, completely understand. You've got 2 discs out both the top and bottom. Oh my God, that's horrendous. It's a nightmare if they go. Yeah, I can imagine. I mean, one disc is bad enough. Just slipping one disc, or I mean, not even slip disc, but you can just jar them, can't you? That's horrendous. But 2, Jesus Christ, Jesus. Right, okay. We have a little bit of a look up for Coney de Winter because, well, I mean, we talked about the winter to window, but also he is the latest Belgian to be signed by AC Milan, I think you were saying, RJ. So in the save, he is now 31 years old, currently playing for Leeds United in the Premier League. He's pretty solid, 86% tackle win rate. The win rate's a little bit on the low side at 71%, but that's not bad. On 100 grand per week. He's played 77 games, so I'm guessing this is what? His 3rd season for Leeds? It is indeed. So in fact, when we came on over and joined Serie A, Coney de Winter decided that was now his time to leave Juventus. So the former Juventus youngster was very much a bit part player, to be fair. I mean, 14 starts. He had 18 starts in all competitions in the 25-26 season, which was his most for Juve. He did have a decent season with Genoa. I mean, he started regularly right at the start of the game, and then just had to rot away as a backup for Juve for many, many seasons. But the move to Leeds seems to have done him some good. Now 31, playing regularly. Seems like a decent little player. Decent little player. I don't know how accurate this is. Do we have scouting on him? We have no scouting on him, so probably not a completely accurate picture, but looks like he could be quite a reasonably well-rounded player there. So yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. So my boy Sudakov, I mean, what a star he is. What a star Hidori Sudakov is. Big moment there. That should be on selection info. Where is he? He's got 9 goals already this season. Only 31. 4 assists. I assume he's been playing in a more advanced role. Yep, he's been playing off the left wing. 0.5 goals per 90 is pretty special stuff. If we had a left winger, I would probably look to reward him right now, because he could be the difference between us winning and losing a title. So we're like the Disintegrating Spines Club, who you saw live in 2017. It is a good band name. A very good band name. Ange Postecoglou's Inter got FM. They did indeed. Ange Postecoglou at Inter. It's madness, isn't it? Madness. RJ, 33 degrees is quite crazy. Quite crazy indeed. DMBase has fucked you back with years of retail. Been infinitely better since switching to the office job. Thankfully, but every so often it'll flare up. Yes, I mean, similarly, working hospitality, my left knee I was born with part of the bone missing anyway. So that certainly doesn't help. But my knees, my back are absolutely shot. And now being a slightly heavier gentleman as well, I am very, very grateful that I don't need to be on my feet 24/7 anymore. Thank God. Thank God. Right, so what can we see about the data that we've got at the moment? We can see that we're a pretty good team. We're scoring at a crazy rate. We're generating XG at a crazy rate. We're defending really well. Our pass completion is pretty much around average, bang on the average. Our tackle win rate's slightly above. So, I mean, if there's anything that we perhaps want to consider, it might be looking to have better ball retention. But part of our attacking advantage, I imagine, comes from being a little bit more direct. So no real concerns there. Shot accuracy is decent. Like, everything in an attacking sense seems to be looking good. Everything in a defensive sense seems to be looking pretty damn good. So there aren't any immediately obvious things to address. So let's have a look through the players, and we'll kind of see if there's anything that jumps out at us. Leia says that 33 is the coolest evening on Spain. I mean, yeah, but you're much more used to that heat. You're much more used to that heat. So Cromwell thinks yours gone from a combination of sitting at desk poorly, hunching over a drum kit for years, and being extremely old. Extremely old indeed, Cromwell. I mean, ancient, some might call you. Right, Atabolo. I think Atabolo's made some big saves for us, but he is performing slightly under his XG, under expectations. A negative XGP. So we've faced about 0.75 XG per game when he's been in goal, but he's conceded 0.82. So maybe that's something we look at. I don't think that's a pressing need for right now, but maybe if it continues over the course of the season, that would be something we need to look at. Iker Alvarez has played one game. We don't need to look at him. Björn Rod, our left centre-back, he lacks natural fitness. So we do end up having issues with him struggling to play 2 games a week sometimes. But when he does play, he's been good. 79% tackle win rate, 80% header win rate. We're on the ball a lot, yet he's still winning possession a reasonable amount. He's safe on it as well. Rod's a good player, but maybe we want a decent option as the backup centre-back there. We do have a Villa Duckle, who has made 5 substitute appearances, so we can't really judge. The 67% tackle win rate, 90% header win rate means nothing off just 112 minutes. So, question is, will he be starting for Milan? Surely he doesn't. Surely he doesn't. I have prepared mini games for today, RJ. We have indeed. Right, Bjorn, we've got Monterisi as well. Let's have a look here. Monterisi. I love Monterisi. Now 32, 79% tackle win rate, 81% header win rate. Very, very similar to Rod. Good progressive pass rate then as well. Backing him up, Emiru Hasuki has played a few games at right back as well, but only a couple, so we can look at him as a centre back. His header win rate's been very, very disappointing, 63%, and he has played enough to judge on. Surely if he's playing out at right back as well, that number should actually end up being higher because he's up against wingers for some of his aerial duels. So, I do wonder if Hasuki's going to push on. He was starting for us a couple of seasons ago. 39 starts in the first season, pretty solid, and 35 last time round. I'm not sure if he's ever going to take that next step. Your knees, your back, my pussy and my crack. There, I'll say it. They're all creaking, My lumps too, my lovely lady lumps. How long would it take you to be in a hot country before you get used to it? I have a feeling, Blue Lines, I would actually just melt. I think I would cease to exist before I got used to it. Basically, it depends if you had to go to work in it or not. I imagine, yeah, that's a fair point. If you could just sit in an air-conditioned room for the entirety of your time there, I think I'd just about cope. Hence, there's all those, you can get used to it. Hence, all those Brits in Australia. Right, so DM Basis has redeemed a mini game, so let's go and head on over to our first game of the evening, which will be, let's go for a little round of Missing 11. Let's explain how this works in case you don't know, you've not been here before. It's really, really simple. In a few moments, I'm going to reveal a team and a very specific game from some point in the annals of history. Your job is to work out which players were in the starting lineup. You have a lovely little clue here. You have colours of kits, you have a formation, and you have a load of question marks. There is a number on the players' jerseys. That number indicates how many letters are in their surname. All you need to do is type their surname in chat, and hopefully you'll get it right. Now, that does mean that you need to spell the player's name correctly. If a player has an accent in their name, you can include it, you cannot include it, it will still pick it up either way. Now, if you happen to be guessing the names before I've revealed, I will undo those guesses, so they won't count until I reveal the team that we're looking at. But what you might have ended up doing is letting people know what some of the answers are. So it's a risky strategy. So here we are. In a few moments, we will reveal. Today, we are looking for the Germany side that faced Brazil in 2002. So none of those players were on that list, I'm afraid. There was no Costa, Olise, Cech, Valderrama, Fred, Essien, Lampard, Cole, or Rangel, nor was there Raskin or Dudu, but there was indeed a Kahn. There was a Klose. There was a Metzelder. There was no Kimmich. There was no Lahm. And there was Bernd Schneider behind the strikers. More guesses coming in for Klose. Sadly, no Ballack, but there was a Neuville. No Schweinsteiger either, but a fabulous guess. Zeratul goes for Berda and for Jeremy's. Jeremy's spoken in class again, and Zeratul's gone for Linker and Ramelow. I mean, that is quite sensational. We have completely and utterly completed that there. Fritz was a great guess, Kryptonic, but sadly it was Frings playing in the right midfield, right wing-back role. Wonderfully got from Grizzly P to end it all. RJ was playing this game. RJ was playing this game indeed. You got one. Absolutely sensational work. Absolutely blitzed through it. Incredible stuff. I thought that Boda might have been quite a tricky one to get. I thought Ramelow was going to be a little bit tricky as well. Frings potentially, 'cause you don't think of him as a wing back. But yeah, sensational work, chaps. Right, we should get back to some data. I need to press that button there. So whilst that was going on, welcome in, Hossam. How are you? How's your week been so far? So let's where were we? It was centre backs, yes. We've looked at the centre backs. I want to look at right back. Right back has been Pizza Pasta. I think has been absolutely brilliant for us so far, playing as a defensive right back, but he has got 8 assists. 17 possession won is incredible. 88% tackle win rate, winning his headers, progressive passing. Absolutely sensational. He's been out on loan the last couple of seasons. He spent 37 games at Lazio 2 years ago. First half of the season, he couldn't get into the starting lineup, so we sent him out to Aston Villa, where again, he wasn't starting much. But we've come in, we've given him the chance in that more defensive role that we now have at right back, and he has been absolutely incredible. So RJ, Jens Jeremy's is you. Okay, we're going with it. You can't be as ugly as him. We can all be as ugly. We can be that ugly if we try hard enough. Always just a little bit too late, Kryptonic. It's always the way. There's always that one person that just sneaks in ahead of you there. Donna Kebab is meant to be our backup. He's unhappy that he's not playing. He's had the equivalent of about 9 games so far as the backup right option. 8% tackle win rate's good. Not quite as active winning possession. Coming in with some assists as well. Like, he's been a decent enough player, but I think it's reasonable for him to be a bit disappointed. He has lost his place to Pizza Pasta. Pizza Pasta is definitely the start in that regard, and maybe we look to cash in on Doner Kebab. He's unhappy. He's apparently worth between 71 and 96 million euros, which means if we transfer list him, we won't get a single bid in for greater than about 20. But yeah, so there's question marks over Doner Kebab potentially. Welcome in, Lord Louis. How are you, sir? Lovely to see you, my dude. Awesome, you took a nap and now your body feels exhausted. Isn't that the worst thing about a nap? Having to wake up again. That's the problem, really. So DM basis, I do plan to look at pineapple pizza. We'll do so a little bit later if that's all right. Once we get to the strikers. Right, so Alba Navarro playing as our attacking left wing back, taken over from Theo Hernandez. Been really good. He's winning his tackles, 82%, winning possession. He's dribbling like a crazy bastard, 5 dribbles per game. I mean, that would put him like in the 99th percentile for wingers. That is how crazy that is. And he's super creative. Really happy with Navarro. I don't think we need to improve him. Bokkers is the backup. He's only played 500 minutes, not really enough to assess. His tackle win rate's not quite as good, but he's otherwise still doing really well. Really active in winning possession, dribbling, creating. All of those things, just not quite to the same extent as Navarro. But I feel like Boccas is fine as far as cover is concerned. So I don't know if we need to improve our defence at all. I suppose maybe we move on. We've got a game coming up against Juventus. I move forward to the next game, which is in the Supercoppa Italia. Maybe I will do this with the squad planner, and then I can change it back in due course. Let's try and group up these things in a very confusing manner. I consider these three positions to be centre backs. You know, this is basically like a back three that defends as a back four. So the right fullback is a wide centre back essentially. So I would consider that I want 5 players across these 3 spots. So if we were to consider that those players are Monterisi, Rod, Pizza Pasta as our starters, I didn't mean to choose Doner Kebab, Pizza Pasta as the starter there even, Emiru Hasuki as the backup there, and then Doner Kebab, I think we move on. Avila Misadukal, we've got to decide whether he is worth the opportunities. 112 minutes we can't judge off. He did do quite well out in the Bundesliga last season. Maybe we try and get him some more game time in this second half of the season. So let's say Misadukal in there. That's our 5 players for these 3 positions. That's the thinking there, at least anyway. Kai says Jens Jeremies was an absolute terror of a football. Wasn't he just? Wasn't he just? Oh my word, we've got a bit of Llama in. We've got a bit of Llama in. How are you doing, sir? How are you? Welcome in. Just watched me beat your score and rewind the game on a coin toss. Scandalous. I mean, there's more scandal to it than that, to be honest, Llama. Let's be fair. I mean, because technically the only reason I got an extra point is because I bullied Mad into changing the rules of his game. Like the 5-point question, I put him on the spot during the middle of a record to suggest that there should be extra points given out. Okay. I was still remarkably lucky that I got within one goal, but yeah, a lot of controversy. I also called Batistuta Gabigol. Oh, I was going to say you're never going to let me live it down, but you shouldn't let me live it down, to be honest. It was I stumbled over my words a lot. So welcome in, Tommy, by the way. It's your first stream here. Thanks for the Moneyball idea to play FM. Made my gaming sessions much more interesting. That's great to hear, Tommy, and welcome on in. How are you, sir? Lovely to see you. Yep. Oh, G&G said that indeed. Change rules to beat you. Clear anti-Blues agenda. Hey, I mentioned at least one Blues player in a positive light. I can't remember which Blues player I named in a positive light. I was a big fan of hearing Llama mention Paul Pescasolido so early into his episode. I mean, you know you're off to a good start with a podcast when Paul Pescasolido's mentioned. So Llama will be chuffed with mid-table obscurity. Well, let's face it, Llama, it's only going to take one of his guests to get the bonus question, and we are going to be very much trailing in their wake. Very, very much trailing in their wake. Doner Kebab moves on quite quickly in my experience. I find it lingers for too long, Louis. That's the problem. It keeps on coming back the next day. Jeff Horsfield. I mentioned Jeff Horsfield. I did indeed. Because of his Halifax connection. Maybe you're just first name basis close to Batistuta. That's what I'm going with. That is what I'm going with. Right, so that's what I would expect. 5 players for these 3 positions. We've got that, and I feel we're covered there. At left back, because it's a singular position in this defensive setup, this is the only width giver on the left-hand side. I want 2 players. So 2 players for 1 position, and we've got that in Navarro and Boccas. I do think that we can give Boccas a little bit more game time just to see that this spell so far, he's able to keep that up, because if he is, then we've got a very, very good player in that backup spot. Right, defensive midfield. I want to do the same thing here again. We've got 2 players, 2 positions. I really want us to have 3 players for that position, and then like a youngster that can kind of be there in emergency situations if possible. Thank you, by the way, for the follow, Tommy. Thank you very much, CNN, as well. Lovely to have you guys in. If you're coming, I'm guessing, Tommy, are you the same Tommy from over on YouTube? If so, both to you and CNN, I got it wrong. I do apologize. Who are you playing with in FM? What teams are you currently enjoying? No obligation to chat if you don't want to. So our starters seem to be our new signing, Bernie Arse. He only scores bangers. He's been starting as the deep line playmaker. 79% tackle win rate for a defensive midfielder is very good. He's been brilliant on the ball in terms of progression. He's been reasonably creative, even though I don't necessarily want him to be creative. His job is more about just helping get the ball forwards to the more creative players. Possession, look, we have a lot of the ball, but I would still like possession 1, pressures maybe to be a little bit higher, but that is splitting hairs. 19 years old. He's been very encouraging so far. Ricardo Rocha was meant to be the starter there, and his 80% tackle win rate is actually better. Otherwise, very, very similar. Progressive pass is decent, not quite as creative, hasn't scored any bangers. Possession 1, pressures attempted also could do with improving a little bit. 25 years old, both playing as that kind of ball recycling role. I'm quite happy with. Then we signed Nico Raskin on a free transfer this summer. He's been quiet, so he scored a cracking goal on his debut, set up a few chances, and then he had a spell of, I feel like it may have been 6 or 7 games without a goal contribution. Okay, it wasn't that bad at all. No, it was. He had a spell, quite a spell here without a goal contribution, but then actually he's been getting a little bit better in recent weeks. I've been quite happy with Raskin. Stats-wise, though, I'm not happy with that. Pressure, he needs to be the more harassing midfielder, and he's not. 71% tackle win rate is not good. The goal impact is okay. But yeah, we need him to be a little bit more active defensively. I think, can we trigger press more? We'll try tackle hard. Do we go in? I don't want to make them a ball-winning midfielder, because I think that means you can't add get further forward on. Yeah, it stops that from being an option. So we might have to get them to be a little bit more active in that regard. Maybe it has to be a Segundo Volante with tackle harder, but we'll just try it with tackle harder for the time being. Eamon Kari's kind of dropped out of the starting role as a result, but he's been better in that regard. Better pressures, better tackles. Also doing the stuff that impacts. Probably need to play Kari a little bit more, if anything. And then we've got Jens Kajuste. Jens Kajuste has barely played at all. Really good in terms of pressures, really good in terms of tackles, but he is kind of 5th choice. His contract's up at the end of the season. Do the stats say we should be dropping Raskin? I think they do. I think they do. Oh dear. Oh dear. Just says, when you say you want a youngster, you mean 30, right? Maybe some proper youngsters. Maybe some proper youngsters. So Lord Louis asks, how has your European escapades been with Milan and the save? Right, so let's go back in time to our very, very first season. In fact, it's highlighted here.
You are an ostrich. Well, your head must be in the sand.
So as you can see, in our very first season, we got ourselves through to the Champions League final. We took the lead in the 2nd minute of the game, and then we threw it away. Arsenal equalised in the second half. Then Ethan Ranieri scored in extra time to make it 2-1. That was a little bit gutting. Last season's Champions League didn't go quite as well. We only made it as far as the quarterfinals. We beat Liverpool 1-0 at home, and then we got absolutely served in the second leg. Away at Anfield, just a spanking. I seem to recall, I think Theo's missed penalty was before they scored their first goal as well. Now, this year round, we're not had a great time of it. Our very first game of the tournament was a home game against Tottenham. where we had 2 players sent off in 2 minutes and then lost 4-1. It was very much a thumping. We also lost to Barcelona 1-0 in a game we missed a penalty. Recurring theme there. So we're kind of on the precipice there. We've got home games remaining against Sassuolo and against Hammarby. Hammarby. So we might have a chance of reaching, we might be able to still get a bye to the next round. We've just got to make up 2 points, but there are a number of teams in between us. Welcome in, Matt. How are you doing, sir? Lovely to see you. What a fabulous podcast yesterday with Omega Luke. Now, I see that Quadmo has done the honours with shouting out Llama earlier and with Mad. Thank you very much, Quadmo. Do check them both out. If you get a chance, pop on over and check out the Rewind the Game podcast. Has Omega Luke on yesterday. Had the fabulous FM Llama on in week 1 as well. Some sensational stuff. For asking, it's not the statistics. I see what you did. There. I also see that DM Bassist called me an ostrich when I started to suggest that Raskin might drop down the pecking order. I think, part of me wants to see Rocha in that second role. I'd like to see the Bernie Arse Rocha partnership, because it's generally been the case of one or the other, which I'm not against, but I feel like maybe they could play alongside one another. But those two are definitely part of my senior plans, right? I think Kari should be getting more game time. And we probably keep Raskin because I don't want to upset the Scot. And then, Kajuste's leaving at the end of the season. So, well, his contract's up at the end of the season. We won't be keeping him. But realistically, this is one more player than I need. So, okay. Let's add some context to that. I expected it to be Rocha, Raskin and Kari as our midfield 3. And Bernie Arse would come in and might play the few... He'd be our young player who would be there as our emergency backup. But he's just been really, really good. He's proven that he's already ready for first team football and has become the de facto starter in that spot. So that's what's changed things here, essentially. I reckon we run with these. There's a good chance I might see Eamon Kari, 140k a week's not bad. It's got a high valuation. I might see if we could get teams interested in buying him. So that'd be a good money spinner, potentially. Right, RJ, so Anderlecht 1-0 up. Beautiful stuff. Rosenberger 1-0 up as well. You have 20 minutes of blood, sweat and tears in front of you. RJ, you're 4-0 up now with 20 minutes. Didn't you just say 1-0 up? What? Oh, right, 4-0 up on aggregate. I was like, what on earth happened there? So Dan Basis says, you mean he probably should be dropped? But how can you upset that face? Shall we look at that face again? Because it is a very, very innocent looking baby face. He's not a very innocent player. I like Raskin. He can be a bit of a prick. And that's kind of why I like him, let's be fair. St. Pat's are 2-0 up away to Besiktas, only 1 behind on aggregate. That's incredible. A face only people full on Mars bars can love. How can you not love that face? Look at him. He's like a baby. But yeah, currently we have too many proper senior players in this position. I think that maybe Raskin is saved by virtue of the fact that we could possibly get some good money for Kari. Right, now, the same way that I consider these 3 roles to kind of be the same, I kind of consider these 3 roles to be the same. These are all meant to be dribbly, creative, goal-scorer type players, to various degrees. But ideally, I've got a left footer there, but we could use a right footer there. Ideally, a left footer there, but could be a right footer. Ideally, a right footer there. I'm not that keen on left footers there. So I think we might already have those players, but let's look at the output. We've got Arda Güler here. Arda Güler doesn't dribble much. That's okay because he's central. 0.33 expected assists, 0.48 goals is sensational. 18 goal contributions in 25 games for an attacking midfielder. Absolutely sensational. Lucas Roman or Pocho. I've been really, really pleasantly surprised. He's come in, he was signed to be a backup, to be a rotation option out on the right there. He's played the equivalent of 10.5 games. He has 11 goal contributions in that time. He's just doing absolutely everything. And he's going to be vital for us because Ernest Nuama is currently away on international duty with Ghana for the Cup of Nations. He's played the equivalent of about 16 games and has only one more goal contribution than Lucas Roman. He is more dribbly. He does have better expected assists, whereas Roman's benefited a little bit from players taking their chances when he's created for them. Nuama's still very, very good. Roman's good. Güler's good. Benato has 16 goals this season. He's played the most out of all of them, though. That's about 22 full games. But he's scoring, which is really, really good for a player that's actually more of an attacking midfielder than a striker. He's creating, doing those things that we kind of like. I should be looking at him as a striker, sorry. So he's dribbly for a striker. He's applying pressure. He's dropping deep. He's helping out. I'm very happy with Paolo Benato. That's cool. And then we've got Green Curry. Green Curry is our youth player, 20 years old. He's been playing as the backup to Arda Güler. It's not quite as creative as Güler. Possibly a little bit more goal scoring. No, a little bit less goal scoring than Güler as well. But for a young understudy, he's doing remarkably well. So I'm very, very happy. So I think those are our 5, right? So let's pop them in this spot here for the sake of planning. So we say Güler, Roman. Right, Nuama is not. It's going to say that because we're not putting him in a position he can play. This is just for the sake of illustration. So I feel like we've got a really, really strong 5 for these 3 roles. And then we want a young player we want a young player to be the 6th choice for centre back, a young player to be 6th choice there. Right, okay. We have ad break coming up, so I'm going to disappear for a few minutes. Well, specifically 3 minutes. And I will see you guys back then. Ciao. Right, and we're back. Welcome in, Connor, by the way. I see that RJ has answered, but yes, indeed. So as per the video that came out with 1.2, I have retired from public skinning. So 1.2 is the latest version. Anderlecht have conceded. The comeback is on. Just 4-1 now. A nervy last... How long's left in the game? 10 minutes. Or 10 minutes in. Interesting. So it says that Besiktas just doing Besiktas things again. When they were drawn St. Pat's, we thought they might even lose the tie. I mean, it's looking quite nervy now, that's for sure. Definitely looking quite nervy now. So look, Lowry asks, do I think Milan gets regular football this season? You have him in the team, but with Gesson joining Villa, I'm not sure. So I'm not sure either. I think that when we signed Marlon, the intention was for him to be the starter over Bailey. But then the opportunity came up for us to bring in both Rashford and Asensio on loan. So the start of Marlon's Villa career kind of limited. I think he's shown some really, really bright moments in his limited time. He's certainly been impressive in pre-season. And with the suggestion that Jacob Ramsey could be going to Newcastle, I think it's going to be quite interesting to see what happens out in our wide positions, because we are looking at potentially Gesson could play up front alongside Watkins, and we could see Rodgers shifted back out to the left, where I think he's often a little bit better. We could see Marlon and Bailey playing out wide on the flanks. We could see another player coming in. I don't really know for sure. I think that Marlon certainly looks like a player that we have high hopes on. I just don't know how involved he's going to be. So it'd be a little bit of a gamble, I would reckon. So that would be. And Ian said might get a run. I reckon he's going to be a bigger part than what Ian says, but it does depend on whether we've got other moves lined up as well. But Rodgers is a much safer shout for sure. I only skin people in private. Exactly. I can't remember that puts the lotion in. I can't remember it. Well, no, 6 minutes left. You're all good. That's it. It puts the lotion in the basket. That's the bit. Cyril asks, speaking of skins, will I still release the guide to skinning? I honestly don't know, Cyril. I spent the best part of 4 weeks, 25,000 words writing the script, and I wasn't happy with the progress it was making, the flow of it, and it serving its purpose. Now, when you've sunk that much time into something, often that results in you still releasing it because, you know, you've put that time and effort in and that's impacted your ability to do other stuff. The whole sunk cost fallacy there. But I wasn't happy with where it was at, and I'm not the kind of person that would be happy to put something out there that I don't think achieves what it sets out to do. There is the real element of I recognize why no one's done it before, because it is very, very tricky the process of skinning doesn't take a very linear approach. The things you learn doesn't have a really natural and easy path to go through. And there's always an element of the blind leading the blind. You know, what I know about skinning is partly from other people, which is great, partly trial and error. And the element with trial and error is that you can't necessarily explain the why behind why it works. And that becomes an issue with a guide. I mean, don't get me wrong, YouTube loves having guides. There are a lot of YouTubers out there that like to put out guides on things that they don't understand and just pretend that their knowledge is sufficient. Unfortunately, I'm not comfortable with doing that. So, I want to. I hope to. I have less confidence in being able to do so than previously. Right, shall we talk about strikers? So we signed Sydney Ozazua to be our main striker this season. He had a very, very slow start, but he's now up to a goal a game. And I'm starting to think that he might be the player that we thought he was. He's winning above 50% of his headers. He's scoring at a crazy rate. That's exactly what we want from a poacher, which is marvellous. Welcome in, Brazilian Fury. How you doing, sir? How are you? Lovely to see you, my man. I've got to confess, I haven't seen your latest video. It's Gacha games aren't my world, but I hope that it's doing well. If people are interested, is it called Umasumi or something along those lines? Brazilian Fury has done a video over on YouTube, which is a slight departure from FM. Very much worth checking out if you're into your kind of like your gacha games and your Japanese media. Definitely go give it a check out. Cromwell says you don't achieve what you set out to do either. There, indeed. Under archiving is wonderful. Right, so Antipasta, I don't really know what role he's meant to be playing, and that's part of mine. We signed him for 5 million euros from Roma. He's got Italian nationality. He's under 21. He's very much a future prospecty type of player. He's not been great. He's not got the physicality to play that, because our poachers are essentially target forwards without the target forward name, and he's not quite that same physicality. So I'm not sure we're using him to the best visibility. He's underperforming his XG. He's not really getting involved everywhere else. I'm not really sure where he fits in. Gianluca Scamacca, coming up to the end of his contract in the last 6 months. He's our old boy. He's performing above XG. His header win rate's down about 40% now. He does seem to be a little bit on the decline. So I do see this as kind of being maybe the point where we look to replace him. He's going to be out now for 12 days. And then we've got Alexander Isak. So Isak has scored a goal. He's only played 227 minutes. He's got 2 goals. He's a player that we transfer listed. Nobody wants to buy him, even for the measly cost of 5 million euros. His contract is also up at the end of the season. So from this point of view, I think what we see here is we've got Osasuna. I think we should be considering Antipasta as our youth player amongst. He's our under 21 in that spot there. Misadukal is 21. It's yeah, so that's fine. And then we've got Scamacca, but I think we look to replace Scamacca now. I think we want a backup for Osasuna. I think we might want to see if we can move on Carey. So yeah, I think it might just be another striker we're looking for. But are we looking for a long-term striker? Let's have a look at the players that we've currently got out and about on loan. So that's probably going to be a little bit of our long-term planning there as well. There's a world outside FM. Never heard of it. We're not allowed to talk about it. We're not allowed to talk about it. Medical car. You've got around halfway through it. So far, it's been very entertaining. Awesome. Awesome. Right. Is it Caxley playing? Now, that is obviously a bug. I mean, yeah. Well, no, we're trying to get rid of him rather than him trying to leave. So he hasn't gone on strike yet. The best Scandinavian striker by miles, though, wouldn't you say? I mean, Isak by far clears Haaland without a doubt. Without a doubt. So Daniele Busa, 6'1", deep line forward, currently in the Eredivisie, on loan with AZ. 12 goals in 16 games is really, really encouraging. 57% header win rate is really encouraging. Now he's slow. He's not got excellent jumping, but he's got good balance. He's got good bravery, good first touch. He might actually legitimately be a deep lying forward rather than a poacher, which means that I would see him fitting in a little bit more, like swapping the false 9 to deep lying forward type thing. So I don't know if he's necessarily our answer as a poacher. We've got all the way down here, and this is sorted by average rating. So Pineapple Pizza has 8 goals in the equivalent of about 15 games on loan at Newcastle, which is pretty decent. He's 5'8", so he's not going to win his headers. He's underperforming his XG by quite a margin, 0.59 against 0.68, but he is still scoring. He a bit like Rafalskis, Antipasta, pacey, not airily good. So maybe we should be looking at him long term as a winger. And he can dribble. does lose out some of his finishing ability, but I think maybe long term he might be a winger. He's been playing as a striker for Newcastle. Right, we've also got Abdul Ghani Ahanak. We signed him from Club Mexico, sent him out on loan immediately. It's not an active league though, so we can't really make much information out of that. So yeah, no idea there. He's going to be at the Cup of Nations as well. He's obviously on loan for the rest of the season. So those are the main ones there. So I still think we need a poacher. Sergio has a feeling that Gyökeres, Sorloth, Holland, and Strand Larsen might beat Isaac this year. Quite possibly, especially if he doesn't play whatsoever. But not Rasmus, welcome in, by the way, Artemisia Rothrock II. What a fabulous name. I hope you're doing well. 14 goals for Wolves is a feat. It absolutely is. No one likes the Swede, says Johnson. Apart from my friends in the Åland Islands, who are reluctantly Finnish, bless them. Oh, welcome in, TJ. How you doing, sir? How you doing? Look at that sexy individual. TJ is the sexiest of them all. How you doing, sir? How are you doing? So Bertocchini so far, 5 games, 5 subbed in, 2 goals and 3 assists. But apparently Hassie thinks he still needs time to adapt to the team. Well, I mean, is it the Ole Gunnar Solskjaer type thing? If a player is effective as a substitute, why not keep on using him as a substitute? I mean, it's working, right? So that counts for something. Sergio's starting to get a little bit nervy. You're fine. You're through. Nothing to worry about. So good looking. We should all have to watch this stream via VPN. Apparently, the UK government passed the child protection law. No, I'm not going to. That's not the right way to phrase that. I was going to say they passed the child protection laws because I was too sexy, but then now sounds like I'm doing something very, very wrong, and that's not what I'm doing at all. Just to be clear, that was not the angle I was going for. I was just more talking about internet censorship. Oh, what have I done? So you're all doing well. Hope yourself in the chat are well. Are we all a bit sweaty? Very, very sweaty. It is remarkably warm. I've got the fans going. Hopefully we'll be all good though. Are you all feeling good and prepared for Saturday? For those that don't know, Tony Jameson is going to be playing in the charity match down at Slough. So Y Callum has organised a charity match between former Slough players and the FM creators, which will be happening on Saturday. So if you're able to get yourself down to Slough, it's £10 for a ticket, raising money for Mind, which is a fantastic cause. Really going to be worth getting down there. There's some absolutely incredible people involved. Sadly, I won't be around. I've got other plans on that day. But if you can make it down, absolutely worth it. I popped along last year, which didn't have the charity match element, but was still an amazing day out. Absolutely fabulous crowd. Right, so yeah, I think we need a proper backup poacher to Osasuna. I think we're okay with the other positions. So Doner Kebab was not on my list. I think we're going to transfer list Doner Kebab. Actually, let's just ask here. So there is interest. Some teams that are likely to have money in Newcastle, Monaco, Fiorentina. Fiorentina I don't think have money. Napoli might do. Newcastle will. Right. Asking price too high. Asking price too high. Let's generate funds. Right, so that's saying 83. Let's start towards the bottom end. Let's start at 75. I also think we're going to ask about Kari. Barcelona might be interested, but not enough to appear here. – So if I was to get rid of Kari and maybe Cajuste this window, I would probably look to bring in Giovanni Perilli. Can we recall him? We cannot recall him, and it can't be terminated. So we keep Cajuste until his contract runs out. Let's give it a go. And let's pop him at 70 mil. And then let's have a look for a nice big boy striker. We want position striker. We want aerial challenges. 50%. We want goals at 0.5. There aren't many. There aren't many players there at all. So we'll have a look through these guys. So, hey, TJ, you're feeling good. But that's just your perspective. That's fair. That's fair. That's pronounced slow, rhyming with ow, not slough, rhyming with cough. Indeed. Slough rhyming with ow. So it's not pronounced slough. It's not pronounced slow, rhyming with ow. I'm confused. Welcome in, say it loudly, how you doing? Very limited time here. What was your highest glory so far on my save? The highest glory has got to be beating Paris Saint-Germain with IFK. Oh no, we drew against Paris Saint-Germain with IFK Mariaham in the Champions League all the way back in our very, very like third or fourth season. It's just before we left Mariaham. Let's have a look. Can we see schedule back? Was it 20? Here we go. So we didn't get, that was the Conference League. This one, no. I think first season. European Playoffs playoff. Or was that the season we started? Quite possibly. That got us into the Conference League qualifiers, which we didn't make it through. Then the next season, we had a pretty rubbish season, I think. No qualifiers there. Then here we go. Champions League qualifying path. We made it into the Champions League phase, and we drew 2-2 with Paris Saint-Germain in a sensational game. We were 2-0 down at home, and a 91st minute equaliser from Timo Stavitsky, and we still have the highlights. Let's relive this amazing time. It's a bad sign when we've since played 7 seasons. We left Mariaham a long time ago, and yet my favourite memory is without doubt the absolute shock of managing to draw against Paris Saint-Germain in the Champions League. And it was all because of this in the 91st minute. Timo Stavitsky. It's not the Stavitskys. It's not the Stavitskys. Oh my word, it really was. 2 shots on target, 2 goals. Beautiful stuff. Mr. Mower Man, have you caught a look at the 10 seconds of in-game footage for FM26? Not much sown, but looks exciting. So, yeah, Mr. Mower Man, welcome in, indeed. Ultimately the conclusion is, yeah, it's great, but also my position kind of remains the same. I don't care for hype periods. If I can't physically play the game, it doesn't really make any difference to me until I can. I like things to be tangible, things that I can then get my hands on properly. So encouraging start, but there's not really much information to go on.
It's not the statistics. It's not the statistics. You tell me, how do you measure somebody that could balance a balloon in a wind tunnel on a needle?
Oh, Benny, you gentleman, that is gift subscriptions. to Dog Called Mick, to KezEU, to Rab1314, to Twisted, and to Fizzed55. What a gentleman. What a gentleman you are. How are you doing, Benny? Welcome in, my dude. Welcome in. So DM Bases was saying, not to excite you all, but you've made the decision to remove your clothes. I don't blame you. I do not blame you in the slightest. Shesko is affordable. He's only 205 million. He's actually, I mean, we've got a pretty decent budget at 139 million. If we amortize that over 4 years, 100% affordable. Elena Kana is the obvious player to bring back, but the reason we let him go was his wages. Too high wages for Osuna as well. Saini Jaju is something that certainly interests me here. He's a bit part player. 25 years old, but winning his headers, scoring goals at a team that has got financial troubles. He started 8 games, 24 sub appearances, 10 goals the season before. When he was playing regularly for Monza, he was scoring. He's got EU nationality. He speaks Italian. I think he might be the answer at backup, especially if that's going to be close to his valuation. 22 to 30 million, a little bit less enthusiastic about that. A little bit less enthusiastic about that for sure. A pick so it doesn't happen to DMB, indeed. Your moves would break the internet. I have often said that you are the Kim Kardashian of Scotland. Dog Called Mick is a cracking username, for sure, for sure. DM Basis just needs to release to not be when you're in Florida. Or when you're in Flow Rider. I mean, that is an unexpected relationship that I didn't know was going to be happening, but fair enough. Benny, you're exhausted. Kickoff was delayed 2 hours last night. The football didn't get in until 1 a.m. Oh dear God. Oh dear God, that is a long, long day. Jarju, the Gambian star player. Indeed. Indeed. Did Kevin Menia get sold or renamed? He's been renamed. He is Bjorn Rod. Laurie. So yeah, he's our starting left centre back. Bjorn Rod, Kevin Mania there. He's been pretty decent for us, but his low natural fitness has been a bit of an issue. We struggle getting 2 games a week out of him. Thank you very much for the follow, GMV. How are you doing? If you're comfortable in chat, love to know who you're playing with in FM at the moment. But absolutely no obligation. Feel free to lurk if you prefer. What about Zhao Victor then? Zhao Victor, 17 million. But it's not a league we've got loaded, so we can't. Those stats aren't as useful to us, and we don't have a great deal of scouting on him. You know what? I think that's 15 million is a reasonable offer, and let's see whether that can cause him to like maybe throw toys out the pram or something along those lines. RJ likes Victor. We could rename him Doodoo. There's not enough Doodoos. Not enough Doodoos, are there? Right, shall we head on into the game against Juventus then? So this is the Super Coppa semi-finals. Yeah, our team pretty much picks itself because of players available. We're going to try Ars and Rocha as the starting lineup. Let's see how it goes. It's just 1 hour and 17 to press continue. Not bad. I think we should be pretty happy with that. Pretty happy with that indeed. And also, whilst this is to press continue, the spasms are really starting to kick in now as well. So I have a feeling that we're going to press continue once, we're going to play a game, and that might be it for tonight. I'll be honest. It's starting to really get uncomfortable now, unfortunately. But nothing that a win couldn't fix. So let's hope the lads can do us proud. So welcome in, GNT. So you're playing with Academica. Awesome. On track to become Portuguese champion. Really enjoyed content, and you've been watching the Familacao and Moneyball Clinic. Awesome. So how many seasons in are you, GNV? Because that's fantastic work. Getting champions with Academica. Sensational stuff. Grunmo saw the Spasms live once too, encountered Furious Punk. I think Spasms is an awesome name for a punk band as well. Right, Benny's got to go back to work. No worries at all, my dude. As we aim, what happened there? Why didn't the goalkeeper claim the really weak header to start with? We almost stole a goal there. But the highlight's not over, and maybe there's a chance here for Juventus to do something. We've got to go all the way back to Tom Basie, and that's not going to be highlight. Right, nothing much happening so far. Momentum's in our favour. Positions, we know we're on top, and that kind of shows in the positions map as well. As Roman with the shot. Oh. Okay. Right. Here goes Cambiasso. He's going to take the free kick. Out to Bure. Brings Nusa Bure, who was absolutely trash for us. Sets up the goal for Vitalij Kokolenko. Absolutely trash for us in the league. But was in acres of space. Sends it across. Just easy to find Nusa. Nusa lets it run beautifully. Sends the cross low. Atabolo palms it into the spot of Kovalenko. And it's an easy finish there. I can't move, by the way. I really are. Okay. Right, so right, Momo, how am I feeling about the Premier starting overall and first game week against Newcastle? Two teams on the fringe of the Big Six but financially struggling. Will it be a great watch? I always find that the first games of the season tend to be quite exciting because teams aren't quite fully up to speed, and that generally helps make games open. So Villa Newcastle, I feel like it should be a good transitional game. So I'm looking forward to it. I have no idea what to expect for the season as a whole. Hopefully it should be competitive, but there's a lot of teams that could finish anywhere between like first and sorry. Okay, yeah, we're ending now. The pains. I can't. I'm struggling to talk, let alone. Yeah, we're ending, guys. I will see you guys tomorrow, 7 p.m. If there's any issues, I'll update you. I'm not going to work out raiding out. I'm just going to stop the stream. Cheers, guys.